What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Combat Sports Media YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about Gary Russell and his return to the ring. For those of you that don't know, he is one of the best featherweights of the past generation, along with Lomachenko. Lomachenko actually beat him for his first world title, and after losing to Lomachenko, Gary went on to challenge Johnny Gonzalez, who at the time was the WBC champion, and he won that by knocking out Abner Mares. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with Abner Mares. Well, Johnny ended up knocking him out in like 1 or 2 rounds, got the belt, and Gary, after losing to Lomachenko, ended up just walking right through Johnny, cleaning him out in like 4 or 5 rounds, and becoming the WBC featherweight champion of the world. And he hung on to that title for a very long time, fought about once a year on average for the next 5 to 6 years. But within that time frame, racked up some quality wins, such as, I just mentioned Johnny Gonzalez is how he won the title, by defeating him. So that's a good win right there. And then he beat Kiko Martinez, who is a former champion, big name in the featherweight weight class within the last generation, has some good wins under his belts, fought everybody, great win. And he also fought guys like Tug, Nayam Bayar, which is also an underrated win, outclassed Oscar Escambron, So Gary, even though he fought very infrequently, racked up a pretty good resume for himself, and to this day I think he's one of the Lomachenko's best wins. Anyway, after years of inactivity, he came back against a tough kid, I believe his name is Hugo Castaneda from Mexico, with a record of 15-2, who was a natural lightweight. He weighed in at 35. Gary weighed in at about 131, I believe. So technically the fight was at lightweight. And Gary he didn't even look like he took a day off from the gym. He was sharp as a knife. Gary didn't look like he skipped a step. And I know there was a drastic difference in class and skill level, but still, you could tell that Gary is still, if not the best featherweight in the world today. And I just can't wait for him to come back in a big fight. He's been the victim of a lot of people ducking and dodging him throughout his career, just like with Lomachenko. That's actually probably one of the reasons why they ended up fighting each other at one point, because they were both guys that nobody wanted to fight. Tank Davis didn't end up fighting either of them. You think that's a coincidence? Absolutely not. Leo Santa Cruz ended up not fighting Lomachenko or Gary Russell. You think that's a coincidence? Absolutely not. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Jojo Diaz, who actually did have the balls to fight Gary Russell. That's another great win under Gary's belt. I forgot about that win. That was one of the more higher profile title defenses in Gary's career. So anyway, he didn't look like he skipped a step. No rust whatsoever, sharp as a knife. And I'm glad he's back, and I want to see him back. You know what I'm saying? So look out for Mr. Gary Russell Jr. I was always high on him since the first time I saw him on a HBO highlight. I don't know if you guys remember, but sometimes on HBO Boxing, if they didn't show a fight on the undercard, deep on the undercard, and somebody managed to impress, they played like clips and highlights of them in between rounds or whatnot, with Jim Lampley commentating on it, And so I remember from the first time they showed like a little highlights of Gary Russell, finishing someone with his fast hands in the middle of like a rounds or whatever in the fight, and like, oh man, I'm gonna look out for that guy. And then I saw a few of his other fights while he was coming up on HBO, and since day one I always thought very highly of him. It was actually him and Broner coming up at the same time, if you guys don't remember, on HBO. I remember when Adrian Broner cleaned out Jason Litz out in like 1 or 2 rounds. I believe Gary was also on that card. So anyway, there you have it, folks. That's all for now. Look out for more videos. Some interesting content is going to be coming your way. I actually dropped a little history, architecture video for those of you that might be interested in that. If not, it's all good. But I also dropped a little short of myself doing some training the other day. For those of you that are looking to support, you can follow me on Instagram at _home-run-hitter. So yeah, that's it for now. Peace out. I'll see you guys soon.